I'm sub Slurpless. Undertale isn't that great. Simple.
That's an opinion.
Simple but easy to state as an opinion.
And this might incite some riots in the chat. Oh my, look at the chat fly.
Oh, cringe and contrarian.
Overrated but great. What does that mean?
Good game, but probably not like... It's not the next best thing since Slice Bread.
Here it is.
Right, but...
Undertale isn't that great. Is it fact or opinion?
Why is it shifting?
Undertale isn't that great. It's an opinion. It's a great game. It's a good game.
Yeah.
It's a very good game.
Not my cup of tea, but I can acknowledge that it's a
not
very
even
good
that
game.
good. And if your whole argument is that, well, it's not as good as people say, maybe not. I mean, people wrapping their whole lives around the game is probably a little much, right? But people are going to be that obsessive about a lot of different things, especially when a game has a plot like Undertale, which is all about animation, friendship, love, blah, 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 all that stuff, love, and they loved it.
Spoilers, Komi is not the biggest fan of like anime tropes, which is fair.
Act like characters are real and make fan art and blah blah blah, right?
I feel like Gutsbridge's more like that than Undertale, to be honest though.
I will say that having the game spoiled for you is a huge detriment. It's a game that really suffers if people are pause chanting whenever you go near it. Oh, the floor is changing. It's a puzzle, but if you play it totally blind, very fun, very good. This one is from a very good friend, Eric Yaku, who says, every game Valve has released is better than Half-Life 1 and 2. Now that...
Has Valve made games? I'm very out of the loop, but like, have they made anything past Half-Life 1 and 2? Is Team Fortress 2 also one of theirs?
I mean, this statement before we talk about this even before and after, but yeah, Left 4 Dead, Team Fortress 2, Half-Life, what was the other one? Portal?
Oh, Portal was Valve. Oh yeah, that was Valve.
Let's see. I think there's one more, but I'm not thinking of it right now. But yeah, there's a few that are great. I mean, I'd honestly play Portal and I haven't played Half-Life.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm not, like, puzzle games hurt my brain, so I don't play them very often, but Portal was really fun. Like, when I had someone, like, hold my hand, like, I actually really enjoyed the Portal part of it. But, freaking, I would say that is better than Half-Life. I think Half-Life has the Undertale effect, where it's, like, playing it for the first time, and then, like, you're seeing all the cool stuff they were able to pull off at that time, makes it that much better than it actually is.
But, I don't know, every game? I don't know.
Yeah, every game, that's an opinion. That's not a...
No.
Because I'm not going to sit here and say Left 4 Dead is better than Half-Life, because I remember people like not really being a huge fan of it, despite being a pretty decent zombie game. I know for a fact Portal was like the guy for like the longest time. Team Fortress 2 is still the guy. But to say Team Fortress 2 is better than Half-Life, that's kind of an apples to oranges comparison.
Yeah, every single game is kind of different. It's hard to be like, yeah, they're
it's like, oh, yeah, this is better. Like, if they're all like, you can even argue Portal is different, despite it being a third-person shooter. It's a third-person puzzle shooter. Like, you're not like defending yourself against anything.
It's first-person, but yeah.
Yeah, first-person. You're right. Is Half-Life is also first-person, right?
Yeah, every one of their games is first-person.
Okay.
So they're similar in that regard, but other than that.
Yeah, because like Team Fortress is multiplayer. Half-Life is like linear story, focused exploration.
Yeah, single player, like
action,
adventure, I call it. Portal, yeah, puzzle, first person. Left 4 Dead's cooperative, first person, PvE.
Probably compare like Left 4 Dead and Portal, but you couldn't compare that with Half-Life.
Yeah.
Or you could, because does Left 4 Dead have a campaign?
Yes. But it's also tied into the pursuit mode and stuff like that, so yeah.
It's still like it's built around co-op, whereas Half-Life is purely single player.
Yeah, like you can if you have no human players, you still have bots that help you, so it's still co-op.
Yeah, it's still forced co-op.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't made by Valve, like our previous fact, it would be dead within a week.
Yeah.
Unless you're the boys at It Takes Two.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like you can't really directly compare them. Maybe like from like baseline quality you could, but like in terms of like how they play, they all play completely different from each other.
I think Half-Life was the first game they made, so in terms of age, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely didn't age well, but the stuff they could get away with in their time is actually really good. It's one of those things to where it's like if you were spoiled on Half-Life, it's like how what he said about Until, where like if you're spoiled on the game, it's a detriment. But if you're playing it blind, it's actually really neat to see all the cool stuff they got away with. Like this is I still say it's an opinion, but
yeah,
I can see why he would think it's a fact if it is a fact.
That's incendiary. Woo! That's scalding hot. Perhaps one of the hottest ones we've had tonight. Oh my goodness! What a white hot take! I'm gripping
Hot
the
takes
edge
are
of my
opinions.
seat. I think this calls for a poll, fellas. Is this sentence a fact?
Okay, there we
Sorry,
go.
Opinion? Well, it seems as though most people would say this is an opinion.
And I would agree.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, I would also agree this is an opinion.
This is a fact.
Boo!
Except for
Learns.
Artifact, which I will give it to you. That is an opinion. But if without Artifact, it's a fact.
What is Artifact?
Is that a version of 2 maybe? I forget.
No, I guess I kind of did not good if no one remembered it. I had to do it because I know of all the games you mentioned to me. I do not know what Artifact is.
And there's Alex that came up after this, I think.
Yeah.
Sort of like 3, but not 3.
It's a VR like spin-off of an already spinned-off game.
Yeah. It's like I could see it being better than that game maybe, but but I don't know.
If he's going off of baseline quality, then yes, obviously they've improved over Half-Life 1 and 2 because they're the first game of the series. Though, oddly enough, a lot of like companies lately have been proving that yes, you can just be worse. Like Pokemon is a big example of that. Paldea was dog water. Despite being like the 9th or 10th entry in the series. But that aside, like this is a I don't agree with that.
Portal series is better than Half-Life and more influential overall. Left 4 Dead is a much better game. Every game Valve has released is better than Half-Life overall. Left 4 Dead,
Wait, what is it?
the Portal series is better than
Portal.
Half-Life and more influential overall.
That
Left
is
4
true.
Dead is a much better game. Every game Valve has released is better
still
than
talk about
Half-Life 1
Portal.
and 2, except Alien Swarm and Artifact. Fact. Fact. Except those two. The point is Half-Life sucks, okay? It's a bad series. It's just tech demos. The whole gimmick was that you're locked into the game and there are no cutscenes or anything, and then the game plays itself and then you go through. But the shooting isn't
Like
good.
Doom?
The characters don't do anything.
Yeah.
There's no reason to like
Halo.
anybody. G-Man is
There are a lot of games like that, first-person shooters. But that's kind of what makes them good, though. They don't lock you into all this story crap. You just let you play the game.
Yeah. Like you were just going from point A to point B with some commentary thrown in here and there. And then all the cutscenes are in between like stages or whatever.
Yeah.
If there are cutscenes. What? Because like, as much as I like Sonic, I would be kind of annoyed if like every like checkpoint was interrupted by a cinematic Last of Us style cutscene. It's like, hey, can we not do this, please? I want to go from point A to point B fast. And to be honest, like that same criticism could be applied to Portal as well. That's the thing.
Yeah. The Portal is basically a tech demo, but actually more accurately like tech demo, because it's like, it's Portal gun, You can do something. You go through, portal there.
Yeah, it's
They
another.
end up making a game out of it.
It's a presentation of physics, a really cool presentation of physics, but still.
Like Portal 2 is more like less that way. Like it's more of a story.
Yeah.
But 1 is like it's a gameplay mechanic that you flesh up in a game.
It's like Portal feels like it should have came with the PC. If that makes any sense. Like you should have gotten that game like free with your Steam account, like how PS4 had like Astro's Playroom or something.
Yeah. But yeah, it's still a great game. But yeah, it's more tech demo than Half-Life is.
It's still a good game, but that should have been a release bundle game if it wasn't already.
It's never even explained, and that's why people like him, but there's nothing really to hold on to. The only thing is your brain, which is just filling in holes and making him cooler than he actually is. It's a bad series.
That's a thing.
Half-Life is great.
It's.
I
I don't know about it being cringe, but like.
He's doubling down.
Yeah, no, like he means this. No, even his chat says like, bro, he said every game, so that is technically an opinion, my guy. But anyway, he is right about the whole like the main character. You're kind of just making cooler than he actually is because he's a quiet, stoic protag. So you have this idea that he's just like this stone cold like lone wolf that just kind of goes through everything without like unfazed.
Coney was talking about G-Man, which is actually like the villain of the game. But yeah, same is true of the protag.
Yeah. It's not. Oh, G-Man is not Gordon Freeman.
No, you would think because his name is Gordon Freeman, but G-Man's like this other guy that he talked to about the game.
Okay. Shows how much shows my Half-Life knowledge. But I do know that Gordon Freeman is like the silent protag that has like a really cool design, and they kind of made him like this hyper stoic dude. So you fill in a lot of the coolest blanks yourself. It's why people like silent protags a lot.
Yeah.
I prefer my characters to have personality, but that's
Only good games can create long-standing trends that hurt gaming as a whole. Ocarina of Time's story-first style of design was the largest influence on the cinematic game trend in the 2010s. Dark Souls, Undertale, and PUBG/Team Fortress are all negatively shaping games today.
Okay, you had me into the game part.
I would say Bro thinks Ocarina of Time invented story mode.
Like, I understand like how good games could, they got a high bar that people can't pass, and they're like trying to meet it and then wrecking things by doing that.
Yeah.
But this last part, I don't know.
Yeah, the story's first style of design was the largest influence of the cinematic game trend. No, it was not. Story's first style. So like that should have been in quotation marks, but okay. But that's still wrong. Like,
the last part
of Time did not invent story mode for video games.
I don't know if Dark Souls, Undertale, PUBG really, they had like the biggest impacts ever.
Yeah, and Dark Souls barely had story to begin with.
So, like, really, I mean, other games before Dark Souls really had that trend.
Like, you could argue Zelda influenced like Dark Souls and stuff like that. Like that's one thing.
Dark Souls is kind of shaped by D&D as a whole.
So wait, Undertale is not cinematic.
Well, I don't know if that's the same point. Like, you talk about that specifically with Ocarina of Time, and then the other ones are just like, these games also are also bad.
Yeah, you're right. Dark Souls, Undertale, PUBG are all negatively shaped against it. I don't get Undertale, but I will say I'm not a fan of how like a lot of games are just like Souls clones. But that's also because I prefer Devil May Cry / Bayonetta style combat. I would rather than be Bayo clones. So that's just more so my preferred genre is popular. It's not popular, therefore I am angry. But that's another.
Right. But it's like, I mean, they sell well, so why wouldn't they make games like that?
Yeah.
And even indie developers have made Souls-like games.
Yeah, like Soul and Sanctuary is a 2D like Dark Souls game. Hollow Knight is tend to be a 2D Souls game.
Mortal Shell is a 3D Souls-like game. Similar.
Yeah, and then you have Sekiro. You have Stranger from Paradise, which is a Final Fantasy like Neo kind of game.
Sekiro is a FromSoft game, but yeah.
Oh, Sekiro is FromSoft? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
It's such a
But yeah.
different team. I just kind of forgot.
Yeah,
Is
that's the
Neo
thing.
from
It's like Neo is Team Ninja. I mean, Ninja Gaiden.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's why it's a lot more action-y. It's a little more RPG. Than,
Yeah.
Gaiden.
I did notice Neo's bosses were a bit more fast-paced. It was kind of like the Asian Bloodborne.
Yeah, I guess those should probably be more your cup of tea than those games, I would say. It's more like Bayonetta.
Yeah. But yeah,
more
I want
action.
more like Stellar Blade is kind of like a weird in-between where like it is very like every hit cuts your HP by like 3/4, and if you get hit twice you die, but like there's also a lot of like you have full parry, if you time your dodge right, you get certain buffs, you get a bunch of other stuff. So like honestly like Stellar Blade is a good in-between. Like if you want like a more action Souls game that's not medieval style, like that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's like Nier as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
similar vein.
And they have costumes
Yeah.
that don't make you cringe externally, so that's also good.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, the first part I could get behind, but it kind of falls off. So yeah,
I don't.
the opinion.
Yeah, the first part is definitely opinion. I don't get how Undertale is negatively shaping games today. PUBG and Team Fortress I absolutely get because everyone wants to be like live service shooter, loot box,
Battle Royale.
Yeah, battle royale, microtransaction type garbage. So that he's right about PUBG and Team Fortress, but Dark Souls and Undertale are based off of preferred genre.
Yeah.
Where the Ocarina of Time story for style design was the largest influence. I feel like that's cap. Because you had Nintendo 64, and then you also had PlayStation, and then you also had the Sega Dreamcast.
I'll do some other things.
I'm going to be the Sonic Andy and say a Sonic Adventure story was would probably be the much bigger influence out of the two. Don't get me wrong, Ocarina of Time is good, and it's got that cool tiny whammy mechanic that I like. But like, I feel like the Sonic Adventure had a better emphasis on story.
Yeah, like Ocarina of Time was definitely the focus.
Yeah, story is not the focus of Ocarina. The story is the focus of Sonic Adventure, and then you can go back and play the levels later, like second. But like, when you're playing Ocarina, you're doing it for the exploration, not necessarily the story. Where you're playing Sonic Adventure, like that's actual story first game design. So I'm gonna say this is an opinion, and the link profile pic shows that he's all like me. He's also very biased. So you can argue about this for hours and not go anywhere.
Oh!
That was a nice burn.
He's gaslighting us.
The bottom half of that is fact.
Fact.
I will agree with that. Minus Dark Souls and
Don't
Undertale,
weird
but
shit.
like,
Do not weird shit. Don't weird shit. Don't weird shit. Stuff happens in games a long time ago, and these games execute it and do it very well. And then other games either pick it up and try to do it later. They try to ape the style, or they take elements that they don't fully understand and they just try to reshape it. It really is just an example of trends. You're right. It's just trends.
yeah.
But it's sort of wild how a game that came out 15 years ago can ripple into the future and create a trend that we still suffer from today.
Suffer.
Bioshock
Yeah, the opinion part of that.
Again, it also depends on what
You like.
what you prefer. Like that is like another general opinion is that like if we still got a bigger focus on cinematic gameplay, which is how we got the Naughty Dog storytelling, which isn't bad, but like it is definitely more cutscene than gameplay. Like you're putting your controller down for a good minute. But I don't agree with it.
What is eye-rollingly contrived and full of itself, it is laughably inferior to Bioshock 1 in every way.
This is how we're getting back to sequel 8.
I mean, it has to be an opinion because of just the way they said it, but
Yeah. Eye-rolling
And play-
contrived and full of itself.
the thing is, how do you know that? Like, did you just make these things up now?
Bro, just put like multi-syllable words to make themselves sound smarter.
Yeah.
Eye-rollingly contrived, laughably inferior.
I guess
Bro,
other
I think
games. that are more that way than Infinite. I just like the least like that way.
Nah, this is definitely it. This is a turbo opinion.
I don't even. You know it's a fact. You know it's a fact.
Yeah. Not gaslighting us, Cody.
You know it's a fact. I was trying to come up with a meme answer, like, well, the puzzles in Infinite were better. Opinion, because remember the bell puzzle? But no, there's no truth. Objectively, it's a good game. It has pretty music. It has pretty graphics. You can shoot stuff. There's voice acting. Thank you, Yufra. It is objectively a video game. No, there's a difference between a good game and a good game. You feel?
That
Okay.
is fair. No, he's right. There's the mid ones that don't really do anything new, but fundamentally they're sound. And then there's like the banger good games that is like, this is the game I'm going to play for hours on end. This is my game that I'm going to worship.
Feel me? Bioshock 1 is better than Bioshock 2. But Bioshock Infinite has a lot of things for you. If you don't want to think too hard, right? If you want to go into your game and wow, it's so deep. I think a lot of people would like that. And they clearly did, because it got very well reviewed. It's a good game to those people. In the same way that Ant-Man is a good movie. Fellas, thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Coney's Facts and Opinions. This will be on YouTube, and if you'd like to see the highlights, please sub to YouTube at youtube.com/Coney's. If you guys enjoyed it, we might do more of this. I like doing this. This was fun.
I'm actually enjoying myself quite a bit too.
This was a good time.
Spurging out over things no one cares about is actually really fun.
Yeah.
What time is it? 2:30? Oh, yeah, that's probably a good note to end on, too.
Yeah.
So would you come back and do this again, Padawan?
I might, yeah. It's fun.
Probably not just fact and opinions. Coney also has cringe confessionals that are just it's fun to like sit and react to. And there's also like stuff Smoshpit uploads, like all the reading Reddit stories. They're also always a trip, but those are like an hour long. So probably not gonna do all of them in like one sitting, but
Yeah.
it is definitely something that I can see myself doing, because there's plenty of content that I like watching and like that I sit through that I never really have time to normally, that I would kind of wouldn't mind using this as an excuse to do in the future. So, all right. I guess everyone that's here, say goodbye to YouTube, and I will see you guys next time. Probably next Tuesday, because I should be in town. All right. See ya.
Yeah.